In this video, we're going to be interviewing my client Juan, who recently went from zero to his first 53K month within 4 months of being in my program. He grew really quick and he tells us a lot of insights on how he went from zero to his first 10K month and then what he had to do to go from 10K to his first 53K month. There's a lot of value in this video. If you stay until the end, I promise you it will be worth it.
So, well, I found you basically when I was struggling with uh, a lot of keep analysis. I wasn't able to understand the graphics, the numbers, the data, and well, I saw you on the Facebook forums, like you helping people, and I was kind of hesitating to like going to another coach because these days you never know what you can find out there. But well, yeah, I spoke to you. I mean, you seem a really nice guy, and well, I mean, I gave you the opportunity and I wouldn't regret it. Basically, when I started checking your program, like the emphasis of like you did with Keepa and analyzing the data is basically what I was looking for, like somebody that was taking his time to show you, okay, this is the percentage of buy boxes rotating. This is what you're supposed to be looking at. Take this in this consideration, like all those details, all those factors that somebody's telling you to do. Is basically what I needed at the moment. That was the most thing that I was struggling with, and it helped me a lot to make decisions with my products, with my buying decisions. And yeah, with that in mind, it was just like a matter of like just buying and repeating the process. As soon as you find a good product and you analyze the data and you know what to buy, then it's just game over. You just need to buy and repeat it.
Yeah, Keepa is so important, dude. Like that's if you can get really good at Keepa, it's gonna protect you from so many bad buys or issues on a listing. It's like the most foundational skill that you need to run this business. So I was looking back at when you joined and kind of when you hit your numbers. So and it looks like within 2 months you hit your first 10K month,
Correct.
and then within your first 4 months of being in the program, you hit your first 53K month.
That's correct.
So that is like a crazy fast growth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, so kind of like how was the process? Well, let's break it up into two questions. How was the process from going to zero to your first 10K month? Like, was it just a matter of looking in the right area? Was it a matter of getting ungated? Was it a matter of doing arbitrage or doing wholesale? What was that the first part right there? And then we'll break down how'd you go from 10K to 53K?
Yeah. Yeah. So from 0 to 10K, I would say we can break it down as ungated. And I would say, yeah, like decision making, let's say. Basically, in Amazon, you gotta be able to level up. Like at the beginning, you're on level 0. Amazon doesn't trust you. And to sell like well-known brands, you gotta just, kind of sell what you can sell, whatever you have available to sell. And with those metrics, you get as soon as you start selling. Well, I start selling DVDs. I had some opportunities to sell some DVDs, and with those, I kind of grow my way up to engage some of the well-known brands as Nike or Adidas. As soon as I started getting some sales, then Amazon let me just get these brands, yeah, I mean, to resell. And yeah, as soon as I started getting some metrics, well, I said, okay, now that I'm able to sell more brands and I'm able to have more variety in my catalog, I just need to just not go wide. And I started doing some manual sourcing, just checking here, every website, Macy's. I did some of Academy Sports, just like digging into like sales and the sales cycles, trying to understand everything, making calls. And yeah, I would say the at the beginning was just like, let's say, on getting process, a learning process. And then when I knew the system, I just like repeat it all over again until I get my first 10K. I would say Amazon is just a matter of, it's not a race, it's just a matter of resistance, how much you can resist. Like you know buying finding those products that you want to resell, that you find a good price, that you constant making those progress, those milestones. I mean, that was my first challenge, from 0 to 10K. And after that, man, like I said, it was just a game over. As soon as I learned the progress, I started, analyzing everything. My mind was just rewired. I just had, I just knew how to do it over and over again. So, it's just you just get too good to it. As soon as you get too
Yeah.
good, that's it.
Yeah, so there's a lot that I want to touch on right there, but the last thing that you said was after you hit that first 10K, it was game over, right? And I think
Yeah,
I like to focus on that 10K with a lot of new people, especially when they're starting out and they're trying to make their first few set of sales or trying to make a few $1,000 or whatever it may be. Because
yeah,
if I come in and being like, hey, look, this guy just did 500,000. If you're brand new, you never started a business, it's like it's such a far thing
it
that you
is.
can't
Yeah,
like conceptualize like how is that even possible for me? So I
yeah,
like everybody having that standard of let's get you to 10K and then we'll go off to the races because it's one thing to prove the concept to get your first sale. It's a whole nother thing like I just hit 10K in 1 month when a couple of months ago I didn't know what I was doing. So I
yeah.
think that those mental wins are so big. And I'm assuming after you had those big mental wins with hitting those milestones, you're like, all right, I got this. Like I can grow really fast.
Yeah, yeah. As soon as I reached my 10K a month, I was like, okay, so this is how it took me to hit this milestone. I mean, I just need to improve the areas that I lacked, that I know that I can improve. Basically, I mean, I already know these suppliers. I already know where to buy. I already know what max quantity can these websites let me to buy. So I just need to, probably there's people that like to as soon as they get like maybe to 15 20K in sales, they like to outsource the work. In my opinion, I didn't like to outsource because I think I had a lot more to learn in the process. So no, man, it was just a matter of just improving everything and just making it even better, streamline my process, just make it perfect to, yeah, just see more sales. And I can tell everyone that just by doing online arbitrage, you can hit crazy numbers. And even this Q4, I'm aiming at least to do $100,000 in sales.
Wow.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to have you back for when you hit that milestone, dude.
yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
Are you doing mainly arbitrage or are you doing a hybrid or like a
So
wholesale too? Or
I have found arbitrage really helpful and able to scale my business. It's just more, I would say, brain power doing arbitrage. You gotta find from time to time, maybe change your suppliers, let's say, because basically you're buying at a retail level. Um, but my brother and I, we went to this ASD week in Las Vegas to, make some connections. And we did found some interesting suppliers that were willing to uh, have relations with us. So we have at least two or three suppliers that give us like a wholesale discount for our inventory. We better ourselves to make sure that they were reliable, but mainly our 90% of our business is retail, online arbitrage. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So do you think it would have been harder to just go straight from zero straight into wholesale without the experience? Because I mean, you've gotten a lot of experience, right? You got to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K. So
Yeah.
you're learning so many skills along the way
Yeah.
that do you think that's a better path? And then now that you have all that experience, it's going to give you way more confidence when you go place those big boy orders, 10,
Oh
20,
yeah.
30K. Because I think that's usually, it depends on everybody's situation, but when people are starting out, they start doing arbitrage and they struggle, right? And then they think, oh, wholesale is going to solve all of my problems. So then they go into wholesale. And then
Yeah.
it's like, well, it's not always the way to go. And if you're running into problems with arbitrage, how stressed out are you going to be when now you have to place these big orders?
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. Wholesale arbitrage prepares you, I would say, for wholesale. Arbitrage, it's just like basically you're doing exercises every day. You're training your how to analyze products, right? So as soon as you start with wholesales, you're gonna buy these big orders. You need to basically analyze how much inventory you're gonna buy. If it's for 2 months, for 1 month, what is coming for for the next month if it's gonna be enough for Q4. You gotta analyze. Wholesale has its own challenges too that you gotta learn. I would say that even that I have experience with arbitrage, I for wholesale, I would say it's just I don't want to call it like another business model because it's the same reselling, but it has its challenges as well. So you'll learn from that too. Even if it's only one product, I would say it will help you streamline your sales. But there's things that you need to consider. Obviously, some wholesalers, um, well, they like to like have you gotta basically build a trust with them, pretty much.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things that I would say is the first challenge to with a wholesaler. And along the way, there will be more challenges that you need to basically learn and overcome too. But all the ways you wanna do reselling, they have their challenges too. But man, like I said, it's just something that basically you gotta just show up, do the tasks, and that's it.
Yeah. Were there any mistakes along the way that you can tell like some of the viewers to avoid, like some of the simple ones that people make in the beginning? Because I'm assuming your path to 53K was not like perfect, you know?
Oh no, 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 it's not like flowers and and roses. Obviously, in order to like grow, you're gonna have mistakes. You're gonna learn from them. I remember that having the first mistake that I would tell everyone, just avoid this. Never try to buy, for example, toys from a liquidator or something like that that they can't prove you any invoice or receipt at all for that inventory. Just don't do that practice. It can go well. Amazon wouldn't be able to catch you maybe that time, but sooner or later they will. They're really strict with that, and with Section 3s, man, those are no jokes. I have a lot of fellows Amazon sellers that are receiving massive, massive Section 3s, and for items that they sold 1 year ago, and they haven't sold. They're sitting in their inventory, and they just found out that was like counterfeit or some sort of things like that. So I would say avoid having inventory without invoices. Another mistake that I did that is really common is buying before getting ungated. That is something really, really important. In your course, you always name that too. You gotta be sure that when you're buying something, make sure you're ungated and make sure you get your invoice, get that brand, and then if you're good to go, you can buy everything. Um, yeah, I would say at a keeper level, just like analyzing, I had little errors like analyzing the data. I thought this might would sell or will sell this fast. Uh, Long story short, yeah, pretty much it was more like an analyzing thing that you need to always consider is your main thing when doing a reselling. You got to make sure you read your data well. Yeah, just take your time always.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest benefits of doing arbitrage and wholesale instead of private label is that we have data, right? We have
Oh
data
yeah,
for that specific product that you want to sell. You can look for this specific date and this range, and it's like you got to use that. But going back to
yeah,
liquid, I think liquidators are for some reason people are just now starting to find them because just this week I've had like 5 people ask me about liquidators, and it's like, yeah, the margins are great. Like you'll probably make good money, but for how long? You know, are you gonna make it for
mm,
1 week or 1 month? And then Amazon's gonna
yeah.
be like, hey, I need invoices for this, this, and this, and you're gonna be like, I don't have anything, and
I'm a
then you're done.
screw. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Sure. So I think yeah, those are all great tips. As far as like going back a little bit to all of the mistakes that you made along the way. And if you've watched my videos, like I always touch on this, but how important is it when you're starting this business to have the right mentality that you're going to make this work? Because I mean, look, you ran into a bunch of problems along the way, and you were able to
Yeah.
still keep showing up. And a lot of times, people
Yeah.
will start this business, they have no business experience, and then they run into one problem, and they're like, "This doesn't work. I'm done."
Yeah, yeah. Well, I would say it comes from you gotta have tough skin for this business. I mean, for every business has its challenges. So this is like any other business. You gotta have tough skin out there. You're gonna found like really, really. at the beginning, probably couple of barriers of entry. I remember, man, my first because I'm located here in Canada, so you for people that are not in the US or here in Canada, in order to get the returns, like those are stranded inventories that you can't fulfill. How am I gonna get them? So I need to. That was one of my struggles at the beginning. So all these, I remember I had maybe 200 units that I needed to go back. They were all good, but they just needed to go back because Amazon just wanted to, they said they were for some reason stranded. There was some compliance thing that I just needed to, like just do a recall, and I didn't know what to do. So you know what, I said to myself, you know what, I need to just find someone in the US that I know that can get my inventory, check it, I'll pay for it, and just overcome this step. It's just like any other step, you gotta just like overcome it and move on. And that's what I will tell all the people that want to start with you and that are now in this challenge, this progress of Amazon. I would tell them to, man, there will be always, is it in this business, in any other business, there are gonna be their challenges. So you gotta have that mentality of like, you gotta be like a champion mentality. Every day you gotta just show up, do the task, and if you're willing to do all that, man, the path is gonna be made for you. You're gonna have all the opportunities out there. You just gotta show up and make the tasks.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. How do you think your progress would have been? Because you grew really fast, 10K in 2 months, 53K in 4 months. How much longer or harder do you think that process would have been if you never joined the program?
I mean, it'll be harder. I mean, since I was struggling with Kiba, I couldn't find any actual answer in that will tell me, hey, this is how you read Kiba. This is how you do these things. Yeah, something that I couldn't know because I was really struggling, but the program helped me a lot.
Cool, man. So I know you also started a prep center recently. So what's
Oh
what's the name of
yeah,
your prep center?
yeah. So we're called Hustlers Prep Center.
Hustlers Prep Center. Okay.
Yeah,
So if people want to reach out to you, do you guys have like a social media, website? What do
yeah.
you guys have?
So right now the website is on the works. We have our corporate email. They can reach us at hostlers and services, hostlersprepcenter.com. I can send you my basically my contact information with all this our services and everything. But yeah, we like Amazon gave us like one of the good things about Amazon is that prepares you for like any other businesses. And we saw the opportunity in there to help other Amazon businesses as well, like growing their business. Like I've heard people having problems with their prep centers, so I said, you know what, maybe it's just something that I could relate and help other Amazon sellers to grow their business too.
Yeah, for sure. It's really hard to find a good prep center once you have one. Don't let them
Yeah,
go. But I'm gonna put all of his details for his prep center and all of that and his contact information in the description of the video so you guys can check it out if
absolutely.
you're interested. Now, if you want to be a part of the one-on-one mentorship program that I do offer that's helping my clients go from zero to their first 10K per month in record time, you're going to want to click that first link in the description. It's going to give you all of the details that you need to know. But keep in mind, guys, this is true one-on-one coaching. I am helping you personally, no VAs, nothing like that. I'm not throwing you into a group and you're hoping for the best. I'm not telling you to show up to busy Zoom calls and hoping that your question gets answered. This is true one-on-one mentorship, and that's why my clients get results just like all of these that I'm flashing on screen right now in record time. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the interview, and I will see you guys in the next one.